So here's an interesting story that I want to bring to cover here is even though you've seen how many times the Democrats, the shit libs, the entirety of, the Donald Trump's derangement syndrome has just pretty much taken over as like a mind virus to so many of these people. I want to take a step back in time to almost this, like, it feels like an alternative universe, even though it happened just 10, 15, 20 years ago, when Donald Trump was the most popular thing in the entertainment world. And many talk show hosts, many people that are self-described anti-Trumpers adored the man. And I said this before in another video, that I'm fascinated in the fact that when Donald Trump was the most popular by Hollywood and the mainstream media and celebrities, was a time I hated him the most. I loathed Donald Trump when he was on The Apprentice. I thought he was just a con man. I thought he was just the whole show was just a joke. It was embarrassing. I couldn't stand watching it. Just how unbearable this competition show really was. Watching a bunch of 40-year-olds try to sell lemonade in front of Wall Street, I thought it was just the most stupidest thing imaginable. To these people, and they just soaked it up, thinking that, oh, I'm going to work for Trump one day. Oh, it's so great. That was a time when everyone adored him. Everyone adored him when he was a sleazy con real estate con man who got onto television. But then he started to run in politics, and then all of a sudden, oh, this anti-Trumper, and he's such a racist. He's a white supremacist. He's a womanizer. Oh, he's going to ruin the country. He's a wannabe dictator. He's a wannabe dictator, but he's so dumb that he doesn't know how to run the country. So what is it? How can someone be so dumb, but yet also such an evil genius that they want to take over the world? How does that make sense? How does that make sense? I want to ask those same shit-lib people, how does that make sense? That Donald Trump's so dumb, but yet so clever enough to be a dictator? None of that makes sense. So this is back, I don't know when this was. Maybe it says in the tweet here. This is Oprah Winfrey. It doesn't say a date. Maybe this is in the 90s. Oprah Winfrey used to be friendly with Donald Trump and invite him on her talk show to discuss about running for president. This is back in the 80s and 90s. That Oprah Winfrey was encouraging him to maybe look at a presidential run. It's amazing. I feel like we're living in a parallel universe right now. We're in a never-ending Twilight Zone episode. Here's what happened just a short while ago with Oprah Winfrey. And Oprah is now this big, ultimate never-Trumper. She went on the DNC and said, I can't believe that we're, how people can vote for a liar and a misogynist and a racist and a bit like, well, here's back in the day.
Very, very famous people coming in to be seated. And that when you were seated, you got the loudest applause. People stood up and roared and cheered when you walked in. Why is that? What is this fascination?
I don't know. Maybe I should be a rock star. By the way,
they thought you were going to moonwalk.
He was great. I have to say. No, I did get I don't know why. I really don't know why. I wish I could pinpoint.
See, they loved him for this. This is where I hated him the most. This is where I would get so disgusted by Donald Trump. Now that he's in politics, I mean, I'm no favor of him. I don't like him personally, but I can at least somewhat respect him for certain things that he's done. I can respect him. I can move away from my hatred of Donald Trump to look at some positives. And that's the thing. And that's why a lot of these people have a derangement syndrome, is because they can't get their personal fixation away from Donald Trump. Yes, he may be this, con artist, sleazy real estate tycoon. Yeah, I know that. We all know that. That's how he made up his entire career. But I'm not going to wreck that and my personal vendetta against him by undermining the entire country, undermining everything. I'm not going to lock up half the United States because half the United States wanted to gamble with this guy instead of running with a con artist of the establishment. And the only reason that they hate this guy, the only reason is because he ran for politics. He thought he could, control the military and control the CIA. But as we know, with any politician, anyone that steps into any sort of leadership role, you don't have control. You don't have a say. And that's why they tried to do everything from trying to lock him up, trying to impeach him, to even the ultimate act of assassination. Because Donald Trump falsely thought that him being president means he can actually do things. But no, you're basically a mascot, which is all those leadership roles are. They're just mascots.
I wish I could really tell you why, but I think I've done a good job in New York, and I've done a charitable job in a sense. And Trump Tower has become such a success, and it's as you and I were discussing, it's become the #1 attraction in New York, Trump Tower. And I think people recognize it. New York people are really proud of it. And
so you've sort of become like a folk hero. I mean, people. There's someone in this audience. I was reading the audience list. Some man who's a businessman. You can tell me who you are later. Who went to New York and just wanted to stand by your building, hoping some of the luck would run off.
Is that true? Is he in this audience?
He's in this audience.
We have to find him.
Yeah. And so how do you explain that, or is there an explanation?
I believe that you make your own luck to a large extent. The word luck is a very important word. Very important. There's no more important word than luck, but you can help create or help make your own luck. I walk down the street a lot of times, and people will touch me and they'll grab for me, and I used to really be insulted because I'm a private guy. I'd say, geez, that's horrible. Somebody punches you in the arm a little bit.
Okay, I'm not listening to all this crap because, like I said, it's amazing that this was a time when Donald Trump was the most popular, and yet I found it disgusting. I vomited and gagged at the fact that, even there, when he talked about, luck being an important word. Yeah, you got lucky because your father was rich, and then you inherited some of his money. He gave you a loan. He gave you, was it $1 million loan to start up a company? Yeah, that's not luck. That's just you being born in the right family. Luck would, I consider luck someone who's actually, had real hardship, wasn't, had to struggle their entire life. And then all of a sudden the right opportunity came around. That's what I consider luck. That, him saying that he was lucky, like, it's just, anyway. Well, here's now The View. The View, the show that's now so anti-Trump that their own audience even laughs at them at how far they've gone down the Trump Derangement Syndrome. Here's back in 2003 when The View adored Donald Trump.
It's his own hair, so I believe him because I believe Donald. He's an upstanding American.
Joy Behar calls him an outstanding American. I have respect for Donald Trump. I think he's a, outstanding American. Again, I feel like we have just gone into a parallel world. Like, I almost can't believe what I'm watching here. I feel like this is almost fake, but this actually happened. My people's minds are blown at how fast we have just completely turned the tables, completely turned the context. That this man, who everybody knew, everyone loved in the celebrity Hollywood escapade world, now it has this personal vendetta against him. Just has such a hatred for this guy that they used to adore so much, had such a hatred that they're going to throw the entire country down the rabbit hole, down the goddamn toilet, to have a personal vindication against Donald Trump. It is amazing that I can't believe that. I can't believe that. That was amazing.
It's his own hair, so I believe him because I believe Donald. He's an upstanding American.
Look at him. Look at him. Joy Behar is smiling and laughing. And Donald Trump's going, putting hands on her. Oh my God. I thought he was this, creepy, womanizer. I thought he was this misogynist. I thought he like sexually assaulted all these people. Oh my God. How dare you? Oh, but she's not doing that. She's enjoying it. They're laughing. They're clapping.
It's true. It's real.
And they're playing with his hair. Oh my God. So here's another from the view. This is more recent. And this is when Barbara Walters and Whoopi Goldberg applied this guy. Watch. Look at that. Standing ovation. Standing ovation. Look at that.
Whenever you're on with us, we're very happy.
Did you hear Barbara there? Whenever you're on, we're always very happy here. Again, this is incredible. This is incredible. This is why I had to show this to you. This is why I had to show this. Because I don't know, probably 2007, maybe 8. I don't know exactly the pinpoint of when this got released, but amazing how time just goes by and things just do an ultimate turn. Like, I don't see any difference between Donald Trump then compared to now. Like maybe a little bit. He's gotten better with his, trying to butter up to the working class people. Maybe that's it. But there's no real distinction between past Donald Trump when everyone adored him and current former presidents that everyone finds him to be the new Hitler. Like, it is fascinating. Here's also him when he hosted Saturday Night Live multiple times. He hosted Saturday Night Live multiple times. He was one of their favorite hosts. And he did sketches like that. I don't even know if I could show this whole sketch. Maybe we should I should just mute this then, because I don't know if this is going to be copyright material. But look at that. He's in a sketch for Saturday Night Live dancing with chickens. Oh my God. And I thought his YMCA dance was already weird enough. Holy crap, folks. Holy crap, folks. We can go on hours on all the different shows that he's been on, all the different appearances, the cameos. Like, this is a guy. Remember, this is a guy who got cameos in like famous movies. He was in the second Home Alone, telling Macaulay Culkin where the lobby was. Now, Hollywood would not touch him with a 30-foot pole. They would not even be in the same room or the same building with his presence. Amazing. Amazing how things have just completely just turned. And here's even another crazy one is Howard Stern. Because we know Howard Stern back in the day, Howard Stern was the, kind of the jockey, domineering radio show that people listened in and they heard about, sexcapades and drugs and, doesn't she look hot? That was the Howard Stern show. That was what made him successful in this world. And Howard Stern invited Donald Trump many different times. And Howard Stern knew that Donald Trump objectified women. So did Howard Stern. So what changed? What made Howard Stern go from that, as you're about to see here, and maybe I should show this first. What made Howard Stern go from this to now being this softy, out of touch, just a complete failure? Saying that Donald Trump is the only womanizer. Like, I just listen to this.
I tend to like beautiful women more than unattractive women. I don't know. Maybe that makes me bad. You know, the National Enquirer, Howard, did a story on me not so long ago.
Look at that. 93, 2004.
Nobody has gotten more beautiful women than I have. If you're looking for a rocket scientist, don't turn
2005.
If you're looking for a really beautiful woman, you should watch. You like girls that are 5'1", they come up to you know where.
Do women come up to you and ever offer themselves to you?
Yes. They'll walk up and they'll flip their top.
Ooh.
Wow.
And they'll flip their panties.
Oh.
Body's a 10. What's the face?
Well, you never get to the face
Oh.
because your body's so.
Have you ever had...
I can't believe this. I really can't believe this. Like, the fact that Donald Trump is so open to Howard Stern just talking about how, yeah, women used to come by and flash me and drop their panties. I love the little pause there. I don't know what that was about. But this is, again, the reason I'm showing this is that this is Donald Trump. This is the character we've always known, always knew about him. What makes him different then that people adored him compared to now when he's in a political position? And the reason why these people hate him so much is because he has that ability to be in that political position. He is the wrench in the machine that's going to clog that machine that so many people have sat comfortably in. People like Whoopi Goldberg, people like Joy Behar, people at The View, people, higher ups, Oprah Winfrey, Michelle and Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, J.D. Pritzker, all these different people that have sat comfortably with their, in their cushy positions because the establishment, they basically sold out to the establishment and gave them the position that they're in right now. They're threatened by the fact that a game show host is going to undermine that. They're threatened by the idea that Donald Trump is the wrench that could clog the machine and expose the establishment for what it is. And that's what he did. That's what kind of he started. And a lot more people who really didn't pay attention. Like, I didn't even pay attention to politics before, 2016. I never really cared. I really never paid attention to anything. I was on the Obama boats back in 2008. I thought, sucked into that. But having a game show host and realizing why people vote the game show host, not because of racism, not because of sexism, not because any bullshit claim like that or Russia or any fabricated story. When you actually hear real people saying that they voted this clown of a game show host, even though they know who this guy is, because they've seen him growing up, the reason they voted him is because he is going to be the wrench. He's going to disturb the machine. And that is why they hate him so much. They hate him so much because he is going to disrupt the status quo. And they can't have a disruptor in the status quo, whether it being Donald Trump, even, Bernie Sanders. That's why they made all those stories about him. That's why they tried to blackmail him so many times. And eventually it did work. I don't know if it's the blackmail on his wife or him or whatever, but something got to him to the point where Bernie Sanders caved like a rag doll and cozied over to the Democratic establishment. And now you don't hear about a revolution. Now you don't hear about changing the system. How we need to take down billionaires and millionaires. Even though he said that at the DNC, it was completely false. So that's why they truly hate him. It has nothing to do with misogyny or race, because they know who this guy is. They know the personality, the persona. They've known this for years. And it's just fascinating that all of a sudden, at the blink of an eye, just like a light switch, just automatically hate this guy, hate him so much. I'm going to wreck the country. I'm going to destroy all my policies. I'm going to destroy all my reputation to take this guy down. And they don't even really know why. That's even more fascinating. They don't even know why they truly hate this guy. You know, you hear people like Rosie O'Donnell, you hear those people on radio shows, and they can't even really comprehend on why they hate this guy. Like, it literally, we need like a diagnosis. And that's my conclusion on why I think people disagree with them so much, is because the status quo was comfortable for them for so long that having this guy disrupt it is too much for them to handle. And that's where you get, you know, even like Bill Maher saying that, oh, we get Donald Trump reelected, I might not have a job again, even though he never lost his job. He's never going to lose his job. HBO is going to coddle him as much as possible. He's not going to lose his position no matter who gets elected. So that's fascinating. That's been going on for years. And all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, in 2016, and here we are today, people that were best friends and golf buddies and adored this guy so much and wanted to be like him, hate him so much. That is derangement syndrome. That is a personal vindication that has engulfed their entire mindset. These people are problematic. These people are psychopaths. These are sociopaths. And you really have to have a diagnosis on them to figure out and understand why the hell they're continuing down this path, even though it's not helping a damn thing for anybody else except them, and even themselves.